What's the show again? I'm not bald.
Oh, X-Play. So, a while ago, they released this game, Metal Gear Acid, and everyone assumed to be a nice stealth-based action title. But then, it turned out to be a card battle game. Wow. Well, if you can imagine something even ballsier than that, another purveyor of respected action titles had the cojones to release a handheld title that didn't even try to keep secret the fact that it was a card game. Here's Marvel Trading Card Game.
Marvel Trading Card Game, early frontrunner for most electrifying game title of 2007, is a direct and extremely faithful conversion of the real-life Marvel versus card battle system. It turns out some key moments in Marvel history involved cards, and for the full scoop, we went straight to Stan Lee. He didn't return our calls. Also, we never called him. We actually just dragged our camera crew to another virtuoso performance by Roger the Stan Lee Experience.
So I was playing 5-card stud in this bar on the Lower East Side with Steve Ditko and John Romita Sr. when who walks in? But Bob, shy DC, you can take all my creative rights, King. He comes up to our table all pissed off because the last time I saw him, me and Romita Sr., we took turns sodomizing him with this coiling iron we wrote Batman royalties on the side of. While he's screaming and yelling, Steve Ditko slides under the table and crawls towards his feet like an agent of Hydra and stabs him in the feet with his trademark ivory-handled switchblades. Well, so Kane, he can't move because the knives are in his feet, and we take turns kicking him in the balls until he finally passes out, choking on his own vomit and spit. And that's how I came up with the idea for the Banshee.
There's a fairly extensive story mode. You're initiated into the world of superpowered card combat by Professor X, who trains you in the danger room. You pick whether to be a hero or a villain. The missions are pretty much the same regardless of which side you pick, but if you pick villain, you don't have to see Xavier's creepy-ass grin of approval.
One time, Barry Windsor Smith took a hit of meth and decided he was Conan the Cardbarian. And he starts hacking at all the Incas with this sword constructed entirely of duplicate Sandy Valdespino baseball cards. So I tackle him and I stab him in the eye with my fountain pen. And I say, the only person in this office that's gonna be called Conan is me. And you can ask your wife about that. That's the moment that I knew Cloak and Dagger was gonna be a hit.
It's a pretty slick representation of the game, really, if you're into that kind of thing. If you've played the real game, you'll be right at home. If you haven't, well, good luck. I know this is redundant on a PSP game, but really, the load times. Here's a hint, guys. When you feel the need to put a cancel button on your load screen, your load times are too long.
So I'm banging Jack Quaby's wife, as usual, when it suddenly occurs to me that tomorrow is Quaby's birthday. So I get this automatic camera, we take this great shot where I'm doing her from behind, we're both waving at the camera, and we got big smiles on our faces. I get the film developed, and I put the picture in one of those frame cards, and I have everyone in the bullpen sign it. Then I write in big letters, "Happy birthday," from the guy who pays your bills and your wife. Then I leave it on his desk.
Marvel trading card game that's 3 pumpkin bombs out of 5.
So the next morning, I watched Koibi open the card, and he was clearly touched. I think he cried a little bit, but we kept that between us. Jack Koibi, God love him, he was the best friend I ever had. He died a penniless bastard. And that's what keeps me getting up in the morning.
Planet Earth. I know that planet. It's home to our favorite superheroes. Spidey, Hulkie, Wolveriney. Sadly, it's also home to the Marvel trading card game for the Nintendo DS. Pick up your DS. Now rotate it counterclockwise a good 90 degrees. See? It's a comic book. The main problem with Marvel trading card game is that, unless you played the real-world version before, you're gonna be lost. The tutorial is so awkward, we're not even going to show it. We just suggest diving in and trying to figure it out as you go, but prepare to lose a few rounds before you get the hang of it. Visually, the game does what it can with the comic book style, but hey, it's a trading card game. If you can eventually get around to understanding the rules, it does an okay job of playing like the real thing, but it's probably not worth fighting the DS to get there. That's why the Marvel trading card game gets 2 snarky Spider-Man comments out of 5.